Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm going to pin you so that you are the most important. There we go.
Wow.
Hi, Robert's welcome.
Hello,
Robert, I'm fine. Hey, so please grab a few. Yeah.
Halfway through and then at the end.
I'm sorry about the congestion with the wine glasses, but I'm sure you guys will be able to.
Yeah.
I know one way.
You back with something.
Because I'm in the water. So guys, I'm going to ask Nicoletta she's going to give us a short presentation on the winery, and then guide us through the white wines and give us a bit of background on the reds, but she's going to leave us after we finish talking about the whites. So over to you, Nicoletta. Thank you for joining us. A bit confusing, you talking to us from Tuscany, although the wines are all from Sicily. But we'll forgive you for that.
Exactly. I'm not in my terroir, let's say. I am in another terroir.
It's a little bit cooler in Tuscany, I guess, than Sicily right now.
Yeah. So, buonasera a tutti. First of all, thank you very much for joining this dinner tonight. It's a pleasure for me to have the chance to introduce you a little bit our wineries and our wines. Thank you to Robert. Thank you to the No Menu restaurant that gave us the chance to do this. I'm very sorry for not being there with you, also because I saw the menu and I saw that it's excellent, it's delicious. So
yeah, they went out of their way to give us a Sicilian themed dinner instead of a Tuscan themed dinner.
And very good one. The pairing is like very, very nice. The choice of the menu is great. It's wonderful. So I really I wish I would like to be there actually, but it's okay. Next time, Robert, we need to reorganize it.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm Nicoletta. I am export manager of Domini Castellare di Castellina Group. I'm very happy tonight to really tell you about our history, about our journey that started in Tuscany, as I told you, where actually I am now, and that finally passing through France, through Bordeaux, arrived in Sicily, in this beautiful land that has a great and longest history of winemaking. So the group, Domini Castellare di Castellina Group, was founded by Paolo Panerai, an Italian editor and journalist, also a great wine enthusiast. Actually, his degree was in viticulture and winemaking. So he, since like the very beginning, had a great passion for wine. So in the 1970s, he wanted to also make his own wines. So he very carefully started choosing like the place where to make his wines. He's originally from Tuscany. Then he moved to Milano. And he started producing wines in one of the most important areas for the wine production in Italy, that is the Chianti Classico area, where I am right now, where we have our, let's say, headquarters, our offices, and our base. So this happened in the 1970s. The idea of Paolo Panerai from the very beginning was to combine tradition of like the Tuscan terroir, so only using autochthonous grapes, but also with a mix of innovation that consists in the aging process and also in the selection of the clones that we are using for our wines. After about 20 years of experience on the Tuscan grapes like Sangiovese, like Malvasia Nera, like Trebbiano, You probably heard about I Sodi di San Niccolò, that is our top wine in Castellare, our super Tuscan. He decided to also to start producing in another place of Tuscany, that is Maremma, and he started doing this in joint venture with an unknown winery in Bordeaux that you may know, that is Chateau Lafite, because yeah, Paolo Panerai was a great friend of Barone Eric de Rothschild from Chateau Lafite, so they started this project together in Maremma. So we have a beautiful winery there that they also invite you to come to visit. And later on, from 2004, also willing to again continue his challenge and continue producing great wines in like the most important areas of Italy, he decided to finally go to Sicily, to move to Sicily. This happened also upon like the recommendation, the suggestion of Giacomo Takis, that is the father of the Sassicaia, and that is also the teacher of our winemaker, that is Alessandro Cellai. He worked for many years with Giacomo Takis and learned a lot from him. So Giacomo Takis suggested to Paolo Panerai to go to Sicily, and because Sicily, as I told you from the beginning, so is a land that really offers a huge like variety of like terroir, microclimate. It's a beautiful land where the vine really express and give like really great results. Sicily actually for many years was called Enotria. It's also today still called Enotria for its like tradition of great viticulture, but for many years Sicily has produced more quantity. So Sicily was actually like the productive like region for all of Italy.
Nicolette, sorry to interrupt you. We've got a very noisy table next to us here, so I'm wondering if we couldn't just move to the talking about the wines, if that's okay, because they're going to drown us out soon.
They want to drink, right?
Yeah.
They are thirsty.
Yeah. So maybe
yeah.
Maybe if you could talk us through the two whites, the Grillo and the Chardonnay in the meantime.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That's fine. So yeah. So in Feudi del Pisciotto, the idea, briefly to explain you what was the philosophy, is having native grapes of Sicily, so like Grillo, Frappato, Nero d'Avola. That's the focus, but also since Sicily really is an island that where really actually all the grapes express very well, we also started with planting some international grapes like Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon. Actually, we have also some Semillon and some Gewürztraminer. When you will come, you will see directly by yourself and you will taste directly these wines. So the first two wines we are tasting tonight are Grillo and Chardonnay. Grillo is the most important white grape variety, autochthonous grape variety in Sicily. It's a grape that expresses very well all over the island. But we are located in the southeast of Sicily, in Val di Noto, in a very special microclimate. Paolo Panerai selected this area very carefully. Here we have quite a nice altitude. We are on a top of a sughereta. The average altitude is about 180 meters above the sea level. And so we get, of course, Sicily, it's a land of like a lot of sunshine. So we have a lot of sun. It's the climate is a Mediterranean warm microclimate, but also being so high, we have a beautiful ventilation that comes from the sea, which is very close to us, and also we have a great exchange of temperatures between the night and the day, and that's really extremely important for this, for all of them, but especially also for Grillo. Grillo, It's a very, very complex grape variety. And here we make something even more complex, even more structured, because while usually the production in Sicily it doesn't involve a lot of like aging in oak. Usually the wines are just aged in stainless steel tanks for some months. We decided to also have some aging in French barrique. This comes from the Tuscan tradition, from our experience in Tuscany. This because Grillo, yeah, it's a grape variety that has a beautiful fruitiness. We have this beautiful bouquet with white fruits like apple notes, pear notes, so great, great freshness on the nose. Great minerality and saltiness because of also of these sandy soils that we have on our estate. But at the same time, the aging in oak, this 8, sometimes 10 months of aging in French barrique, make the Grillo a little bit more complex, rounder, very elegant, and also more persistent. And actually, this also is helping us to also age Grillo for some time. So,
yeah, I was going to say there's a kind of like a semi-on component to this Grillo. It's quite honeyed, so you've got this beautiful crisp crunchiness to start with, very aromatic, but there's a beautiful back palate, which spells a great future for the Grillo. Maybe we can move to the Chardonnay next, because the kitchen is giving me looks.
What are they already bringing the antipasto? What do you have?
They're bringing some focaccia and some kind of crazy antipasti. I don't know.
Very lucky people. Very nice. Yeah. So this Grillo, yeah, very aromatic on the nose, but at the same time, great acidity on the palate, big freshness, and great saltiness and minerality. So a wine which can also be aged for a while.
Right.
Then let's go. And I don't know if you have the labels in front of you.
Yeah, the bottles are all at the back. Yeah, the guys have got it.
Yeah, they are also beautiful to see because Feudi, the most important line of Feudi del Pisciotto, actually is very particular because the owner asked to some Italian top stylists like Donatella Versace, like Missoni, in this case to Carolina Marengo, that is a young stylist from Kisa, to design the labels for us. There is also a charity project behind, so part of the revenues are going for the restoration of some Sicilian historical damaged places. But yeah, the labels also are really, really beautiful. Let's go to the next white wine. That is something that you maybe know better. I didn't open it today. Today I just wanted to taste the Grillo. But yeah. So the Chardonnay, because yeah, our philosophy is to focus on the traditional autochthonous grapes of Sicily, but also to plant and to grow some of the internationals that really, really give a really nice result in our lands. And Chardonnay is one of those grapes that really, really develops very well in many, many kinds of microclimate. Mediterranean climate, warm, but also with this great ventilation that really helps a lot in having a slow ripening. Actually, we just finished harvesting 2 days ago. This year, yeah, we started just like 5 days later than the last year. So
that's a good sign. That means that it's not as hot as it was last year, which is quite a good sign.
Exactly. Last year has been really, really extremely warm. Yeah. This year we had also some rain. The temperatures were a little bit lower. So yeah, it postponed, not that much, not as it was like 30 years ago, but still we managed to like have a slower ripening of the grape. And for the Chardonnay is very important. 100% Chardonnay, we don't blend it with any other grape. And here also, so we have some aging in oak, about 8 months of aging in French oak, which will add to this Chardonnay that is ripening in a warmer climate. So we have this typical a tropical notes, like some banana notes, some peachy notes, but at the same time, this aging in oak is adding some like sweet vanilla notes, some buttery notes, some creaminess that actually makes it very complex, very elegant, and very round. Of course, all this is balanced by a beautiful acidity at the beginning, which makes it very pleasant, very fresh, and very elegant. Really, really refreshing.
I hate to rush you through, Nicoletta, but maybe we can talk about the Frappato quickly. Is that okay?
Of course, yes.
We're running out of time.
So, Frappato, one of my favorite grape varieties, and actually also one of my favorite wines. A native grape variety, again from Sicily, very particular one. It was actually very like common, very it's cultivated in many areas of Sicily, and usually it's characterized by this beautiful fruitiness, red fruits, but also of this great freshness, and also with some like nice spicy notes. Here we have also 100% Frappato, so here we don't blend it with any other grape. On the nose you have this, this like red fruits, but also some plant notes, some berries on the notes, and this beautiful spiciness that is typical of the grape, but also given by this aging in oak, in French oak, that we have for about 10 months. So a Frappato that is fresh, fruity. Sometimes we also chill it a little bit, but also a Frappato with complexity structure so that you can age for a while. Great to drink when it's young, but also a Frappato that you can keep there in your cellar for some time.
So onto the Merlot. It's interesting how well you've managed to ripen the Merlot, but it still has some beautiful acid and structure to it. There's no hint of fabulous or over ripeness. It's super good. I think that the winner for me so far is the Cabernet. So that's wine number one. Number 5. Yeah, I'm really loving it.
That's really nice because so in the Cabernet we don't find only those like typical green notes of the Cabernet, but actually it's very fresh and big structure, big body, but also very elegant, very smooth, and really a wine that can age for a long time. The tannins are very silky, very delicate on the palate, but still there is a beautiful structure and quite persistent on the palate. So yeah, here we wanted to have a Cabernet, but very refreshing and with a good structure for a long aging, with a good aging potential.
And then maybe we can skip to the last two. Sorry, the noise is getting crazy now. I guess which is probably your most famous is the Versace Nero d'Avola, our number 8.
Exactly.
I heard an urban legend that it's actually copied in China. It's so popular that it actually has its own secondary market in China. Somebody was telling me that the other day. Yeah, is it Fendi?
There's a Fendi as well.
Is there a Fendi copy? No. So that's kind of that it says something about the popularity of the brand.
Exactly. Yeah, it happened. You know, when something is good, and also it starts to be very appealing. It happened to us. So we But it's very nice that we really have love that our consumers appreciated the wine and became a very popular wine. Actually, in Asia, all over Asia. So we are very happy for that. So yeah, Nero d'Avola, the Black King of Sicily, like the biggest red grape variety of Sicily, Nero d'Avola. That's like different parts of Sicily get different characteristics, of course. In our area, where we have this like sandy and also like this calcareous soils, we have this intense tannins, very important tannins, great character, great structure, but at the same time we age it. We have some aging, you know, for 8-10 months, which makes the wine like very round, very elegant, and the tannins get
very Sicilian. Then maybe we can talk right at the end now about the final wine, the Nero Syrah, or Syrah Nero, right? It's dominant.
Yeah. You have also the Cerasuola, if I'm not wrong,
Mhm.
which is our the only DOCG of Sicily where actually we have the blend of the two native grapes that are Frappato and Nero d'Avola. It's 60% Nero d'Avola and 40 Frappato, and here we have the balance of like the fruitiness of the Frappato, the freshness, the acidity with the tannins and the structure of the Nero d'Avola. So these two grape varieties balance each other very well, and we have this 10 months of aging in oak, which make the wine really round, really beautiful. That's really very very elegant and but also wine with a great aging potential. The last one is our latest project, that is Moro di Testa. All of our wines are picked by hand. We don't use machines, so there is a very accurate selection directly into the vineyard and also on the selecting tables. But Moro di Testa is a wine that we select the best grapes of Nero d'Avola and Syrah. It's mainly Syrah, so 90% Syrah, 10% Nero d'Avola, and it comes from a very, very special vineyard that we have on the property. Is the highest one, is Piano Spineto, which is at about 280 meters above the sea level, and there we have more sandy soils, which really help the what Syrah needs. So where the Syrah actually give its best expression. So yeah, we have like the beautiful red fruity notes, so the cherries, the dark berries, some plummy notes, but at the same time also this lovely black spiciness, like some black peppery notes, but also some sweet spices that come from the grapes of a variety and also from the aging in oak. It's a very small production. We produced about 3,000 bottles.
I think we have less than 2 dozen of this final one left. It's beautiful. It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's a wine, that is very, very food friendly. It's and it has so big structure, beautiful fruity notes, but also this lovely acidity, which makes it very fresh, very elegant, but still with this beautiful Sicilian character of being very rich and very intense.
Nicoletta, thank you so much for having us tonight and for sponsoring tonight's dinner. I'm sure we have 12 very big fans of Feudi del Pisciotto. All I can say, guys, is if you ever in Sicily, the hotel is amazing. And we have special invites for you to stay in the hotel if you get yourselves to Sicily at some point. So I'll talk to you about that during the night. It's a fantastic location. So Nicoletta, thank you so very much for tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you to you. It was a pleasure. I hope you will enjoy the night.
Sante, grazie.
Salute, everybody.
Oh, good night. Bye.
Grazie mille, and I hope to see you in Sicily or in Tuscany. You can decide.
Yeah, sooner the better. Thanks, Nicoletta. Thank
Grazie.
you. Good
Have
night.
a nice dinner. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.